Here in our newsroom, we've got Arthi Pohl working on this story as well, and you are researching this aircraft in particular, Arthi. It's called the Boeing 737 MAX 8. When investigators look, and do their work, what are they paying particular attention to with this plane?
Well, there are a couple of key areas that first they will be looking at. They want to make sure that mechanically everything was sound, technically everything was sound, and also human error, whether or not that was a factor, environmental factors as well. There is an image there of this 737 MAX 8, and it is a new aircraft, a new model from Boeing, replacing the 737 NG. Now, investigators are going to be looking at a number of factors when it goes into this because it is such a new aircraft, really only been in circulation since 2016, and it is supposed to be, again, one of the most secure aircraft to be out there. And we know that Lion Air, in fact, has many of these aircraft within their fleet. But in terms of investigators, they also say that part of what they'll be looking at is in terms of the sophistication with the technology. Did that mean that vigilance perhaps was compromised? And we did get a chance to talk to an aviation expert about that, and here's what he had to say.
These airplanes have very, very sophisticated systems, and those systems tend to, in these modern airplanes, they tend to monitor themselves. They tell you and report on themselves as to what might be wrong. I heard in early news reports that there had been a maintenance issue on the previous flight. Now, I don't have any way to confirm that myself, but if we take that to be true, as an investigator going out to look at this occurrence, I would certainly be zeroing in very quickly on what that maintenance issue might have been on the previous flight, what they did about it, and then trying to determine whether or not that had anything to do with what happened on this particular flight.
And now, speaking about that incident, in fact, we know that Reuters is reporting that Lion Air's chief executive was saying that they had suffered from an unspecified technical problem in a previous flight, but it had been resolved according to procedure. So according to our aviation expert, that is perhaps one of the first areas which they will look, Suhana.
And do we have any types of planes like this particular aircraft in Canada?
We have many of these here in Canada. In fact, all of the major airlines, WestJet, Air Canada, Sunwing, they have this particular Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircraft. And again, it is said to have the latest technology, and it is one of the reasons why all of these airlines would want it in their fleet. It is also expected to have some of the latest technology in terms of LEAP jet engines, and also one of the more efficient aircraft that has been created in recent years. And so we know that, for example, Air Canada, in fact, has 18 of these aircraft. And so we know that Boeing, we expect, will also be looking to see what exactly happened here because it is such a new vehicle for them.
Thank you, Arthi.
You're welcome.